Did you know that Igu Aha naming ceremony in Igbo tradition is a profound and a sacred rite of passage in Igbo culture?
Our Igbo heritage shines.
You're welcome back to Igbo Tradition, My Heritage. And today I'll be discussing another interesting topic, Igu Aha, known as naming ceremony. Igu Aha is not just a mere naming ceremony. It is a profound and sacred rite of passage. It is a ceremony whereby a child is being recognized in the society, in the community, as in the child is being introduced to the community, to the ancestors, and to the child's chi, the personal spirit. In Igbo cosmology, Igu Aha is not just in a mere label, but it is seen as a destiny and a petition. That's why in Igbo tradition, you don't just name a child because a name sounds good in your ears, and you just name that child that name. It is believed that a name a child bears affects that child. It affects the success of the child, the health of the child, in fact, the overall well-being of the child. That's why they'll say there is something in a name. A name is not just a name. And during the Igu Aha, that's the naming ceremony in Igbo tradition, everything that is being done, it is symbolic. Everything is symbolic. Starting the naming of a child takes place on the 8th day, and it is believed that on that 8th day is when the umbilical cord falls off. And what that means is that the child has detached him or herself physically from the mother and now is being attached to the community. So the naming happens on that 8th day, which is being counted with Igbo 4 market days. They count it. That's what they use, the market cycle, to count the days. Then on the 8th day, that's when the Igu Aha happens. Secondly, the child is being brought out for the very first time from the omugo room. You know, the mom will be on omugo. So during the Igu Aha, the child will be brought out, which means the child now is being connected to the outside world. And the people that will perform the rituals for the Igu Aha, elders, Okpala, or grandparents, father of the child. Libation is being poured to the ancestors to tell the ancestors that there is a new arrival in the family, in the kindred. So they use wine or water to pour libation to announce the arrival of the child to the ancestors. Another thing being used is kola nut. You know, there is no Igbo occasion that kola nut is not being broken. So in the Igu Aha ceremony, kola nut will be broken to represent welcoming of the child and life. That's what that represents, the breaking of the kola nut. Now, the name. Igbos, like I said, don't just name a child because this name, it sounds, I like the name, it sounds tushed or it sounds sweet in my ear, so that's what we'll call our child. Igbos in the, that's Igbo traditional society never did that. Giving of name in the Igbo traditional society was circumstantial. They gave name based on their experiences. Like for instance, if the child was conceived when things were maybe before the conception of the child, things were very, very rough for the family, and when the child was conceived, things started changing, and when the child was born, wealth just came in. Such child they will give akwabata. Maybe another one is maybe like I said, petition. Maybe the mother has been having children and they are no more, give birth, and they will not be alive. They will give, and maybe this one stayed, and they will say like biko, as in pleading, death, please don't take this one. That's it. Another way they gave name was through the 4 market days. If it's a male child that was born on a K, they will call Okeke. If it is a female that was born on a K market day, will be Mweke, Orie, Okorie, Mborie if he's a woman. So you hear such names, Okeke, Okafo, Okonkwo, Okorie. Those are male that were born on those market days. And when you hear Mbeke, Mbafo, Mbori, Mbankwo, those were female that were born on those market days. So under the Igbo traditional society, they never give name because I just love that name. No. And another ritual they perform, but this is based on communities. In Igbo traditional society, different communities have the way they do their own things. There are some communities, they there is a particular thing that they use on that child. It's honey and pepper. They put it little on the child's mouth as in sweetness of life, and that pepper strength for adversity, because life is all about sweet and bitter. So they use it on the child too. And then the food that the community eats after everything is done, it's to seal and to welcome the child, as in this child has been accepted into the Omuna. This child has been accepted into the kindred. So we are eating in the honor of that. So Igu Aha is a very, very important ceremony that is being done in Igbo traditional society. It's not just for doing sake, like I said, it's not just a mere label. No, it defines the child's character, defines the child's success, destiny, and then the ancestral connection. So this is just very few points I'm making on this Igu Aha, because I always say that Igbo traditional customs, our laws, they are broad, but I always try to bring the basic information for our people to know. We don't assume that people know. There are people that don't know anything about their tradition, about their culture. Some assume that they know, but when you will start digging deep, you find out that you don't know. So this is the purpose of this series, just to bring out that information about Igbo culture. Some, because I'm not going to discuss all of them, but some, the profound ones, I will try and discuss them on this channel. So you keep watching Ifeyiwa Bob TV and make sure that you subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so that anytime I drop any new video, you will get the notification. See you in my next video. They won't know.
Under the cola tree, our stories unfold.